Hello, my name is Jazlyn and welcome to the show. The person holding the camera today is my assistant Kayley, and today we are going to learn about...
Is this on?
Of course it's on. Why do you think I'm doing this? But back to the subject. We are going to learn about...
Ocean acidification!
What did I tell you about cutting me off?
Sorry, Jazz.
Ocean acidification is when CO2 gets absorbed from the atmosphere and makes the ocean more acidic. Since the Industrial Revolution, the pH levels in the ocean have dropped by 0.1 pH units due to the man-made carbon emissions. That's not bad, right? Just kidding, it is! The ocean's acidity levels have rose by 30%, all because of pathetic humans.
Can't plants use the carbon dioxide to perform photosynthesis?
Yeah, but don't forget these higher levels of CO2 reduce carbonate ions, so organisms with shells will have a harder time doing so, and the future may not be able to.
Oh no, wouldn't that also mean that different organisms could be in danger of dying?
Yeah.
If organisms are dying off, then doesn't that mean the biodiversity of these environments will be affected too?
Well, yes. Let me explain that. If there's less biodiversity, then there's less richness. And that could also change pH levels of an ocean, causing there to be a shift in diversity. Not only that, but the richness of the ecosystem could change and cause a system like a food web or food chain to collapse or change.
Ocean acidification may be with us for centuries.
We're supposed to talk about biomes right now.
Right, biomes. Explain to our viewers what they are.
See, this ocean is a biome.
Ocean.
Yeah, see the algae, the organisms? Use your imagination.
Ocean.
Yeah. See, the ocean is a single biome, and it's home to many aquatic animals.
Hello. I am the best fish.
And different types of food webs and food chains. Due to this, the ocean is very diverse in species, but most of the food webs and food chains start off with one producer,
Ow, that hurt.
such as phytoplankton.
Ocean acidification also affects bodies of water from other biomes.
See, but the biggest biome affected would be the ocean. The ocean is one big biome, and as stated before, the positive and negative effects would affect the environment.
Stop it, you bully.
Now let's talk about energy and matter. Energy and matter in this habitat will usually come from the same type of producers, which are algae, kelp, and other types of seagrasses, as well as phytoplankton. With more CO2 in the ocean, photosynthesis for these plants will raise in rates. Calcifying species are affected by mostly acidification. Acidification in the ocean will slow the growth of calcifying species, making them have the largest disadvantage because of the drop in pH level. Without organisms like oysters or coral reefs, the ecosystem would fall apart as predators would lose their food. One species at risk is the Olympia oyster. As a filter feeder, the Olympia oyster helps filter the ocean. Having the Olympian oysters clean the water helps the underwater plants have access to sunlight. If we were to lose the organism or remove it from its habitat, both the habitat and the oyster are harmed. The oyster depends on the ocean for its resources needed for survival. In return, the habitat needs filter feeders like oysters in order to preserve underwater producers.
Now to pteropods. First question, what are pteropods? See, pteropods are small calcifying species that play a huge role in the environment. These species are at risk of ocean acidification, as this acidification makes it harder for them to make the calcium-based structures that they rely on. And the loss of this animal would cause huge impacts to our oceans, as they are the primary food source for many of the organisms in the ocean, and this could cause the food chain there to change. Not only would pteropods be affected, but organisms whose diet depends on pteropods will most likely die off due to lack of food. But see, the loss of an organism affects multiple organisms. For example, salmon would be an organism affected. No salmon equals less fish for a salmon fisherman. Next topic, how ocean acidification could affect the local economy. Ocean acidification can affect the economy by destroying the coral reefs, and this can harm the economy by reducing the amount of recreational and commercial fishing allowed. Coral reefs also provide shelter for fish, which humans can consume for protein. And the coral reef structure actually protects shorelines against waves, storms, and floods, helping to prevent loss of life, property damage, and erosion. When it comes to seafood, oceans also provide billions of money to this industry, but if ocean acidification gets worse, the amount of fish and other marine life can reduce, and you can say goodbye to your seafood. Also, the unemployment rate could skyrocket. This is a problem caused by humans because we have put so much CO2 into the atmosphere through emissions from fossil fuel burnings. And this This CO2 has dissolved into the seawater and formed carbonic acid, lessening the amount of carbonate available to organisms. This is important because shelled fish often rely on carbonate to form their shells.
Of course, you could lessen carbon emissions or your carbon footprint by doing greener methods like walking or biking and driving your car less.
And you can also plant more underwater plants to take in more CO2.
Well, I guess that's it for the day.
And I hope you folks learn something about ocean acidification and learn how to do something about it. And if not, then
Good luck, ocean.
Now for the credits. Fish as Ryan Madiag. Kayley as Kayley Pedroza. Jazlyn as Jazlyn Carriaga. Aden as Aden Gomez. Where is he?